Well, Indiana, let's see how those guys live here. First, I'm gonna look at some numbers and then we look in street views and see how those guys live their lives. Their flag, first of all, is pretty interesting. I have to say, when I see this, first thing I have in my mind is like this is some sort of a Olympic state or something like that. But it's good. It's decent. It's not that bad. Here we have some guy chopping a tree and some sort of a bison. I'm not sure, buffalo, what it is. Jumping over this dead tree. We have a sunrise in the background and nice green vegetation also on the fields. So they're looking pretty decent. Capital, it's Indianapolis, which is kind of a cool name for the city, in my opinion. Like Indianapolis sounds cool, really cool, better than Sacramento for sure, but still, Sacramento is pretty decent too. Population, the main thing that I'm interested in is look at this: 6.7, 6.9 million people, so around just like 7 million people. And they say they have a slightly increased neutral, so even they kind of go to those targets, let's call it like that, that probably until the next sensor, I think I always fuck this word up. This is probably the last time we're gonna see most of the states having an increase in population, even though slightly. From 2030 for sure we're gonna see more and more going down in population, and I'm gonna be interesting to see which one goes first from those big ones, really big ones. California seems to be already on the minus, but I want to see at least 1% losing population per year to have like a real change, let's say. But yeah, what else can we see here? Elevation, well, interesting. Also 210 meters. This is the average. Highest elevation 383 meters, and the lowest elevation 97 meters. As you can see, they have an opening to the lake, not sea or ocean. So yeah, it's pretty much a landlocked state, not opening to the sea. Median household income, look at this, around 70,000 US dollars, and this is 2023. So by now, probably it's around 75,000. Of course, inflation, all of that. Most likely you're doing worse than 2020. Okay, 2022 was closer from exit on pandemic, but still pretty bad either. Let's see how nice images they have here. Again, the fields that they even have it on the seal. They have the European era, whatever they call it there. Houses, not exactly extremely interesting here. They have some sort of a revolution here, early 20th century, post-World War I, 21st century. I'm interested more in population data first. The images in this Wikipedia page from Indiana doesn't make him that well, but still pretty decent. Again, one of those states that have half on a north half and south half different climates. The northern part it's around hot summer, humid continental, and the lower part it's humid subtropical. So pretty interesting in my opinion. What else? Population? This is what I wanna see. So 1800s, 2,632 people in that era, in the 19th century. In 20th century, the beginning, 2.5 million, huge increase in population, and 21st century, around 6 million people. As you can see, those numbers kind of go down slowly. So by 2020, the last census was like 6.7, and now they estimate 6.9. So it's still increasing, but gonna be interesting to see like 2.8. By 2030, probably we're gonna still see like 1% increase, but I'm not so sure. Depends on the 2028 elections. If they start the war, then huge difference in those data. The pyramid, as you can see, the base getting narrow, so that shows me for sure they're going down in population pretty soon. Watch this, another interesting fact that I want to show you. White population back in the 2000, the beginning of 21st century, was like 85% of the population was white, and now 20 years later in 2020 was 75% of the population. So they lost 10% in 20 years. So by 2030 probably they're gonna go around 70% or maybe lower than that. Black population, as you can see, used to be like 8.3%, now they're 9.4%. They have a slightly increase in population, but we're gonna see how that much is gonna last. Native Americans from 0.22% to 0.19%, those guys go down. Asian alone, watch this, from 0.96% to 2.46%, huge increase in population. Pacific Islanders from 0.03 to 0.04, not that much change here, but in the numbers they kind of add more than 1,000 people, so it is something. Other race alone, no idea what that's supposed to mean. Back in 2000, 0.10%, now 0.37%. Huge increase here too, from 6,000 people to 25,000 people. Mixed race, this one, look at this. Mixed race or multiracial, so more than 2 races. From 2000, in 2000 was like 1% of the population, now they are almost 4% of the population. Huge increase from 61,000 to 265,000. A lot. And Hispanic and Latino, watch this. From 3.5% to 8.1%, so almost probably by 2030 they're gonna be above black, so gonna be the second largest group in the state. Back in 2000 it used to be like 214,000 people, and 2020 was around 554,000 people, so you can see more than double. So probably by 2030 they're gonna go for at least 700,000 people. I'm not sure, but huge increase, and I have a feeling that they're gonna go definitely above the black population. It's gonna be the second largest group in the state. So this is a takeover, let's say, by the Mexicans, Hispanic, Latinos, anything south of the border. And also keep an eye on those mixed race one too. Mixed race and Asians, they gonna have some really huge numbers by the mid-century, and the next century probably they're gonna be majority for sure. What else can we see here? Yeah, the main cities, as you can see, there just probably this is Indianapolis in a main state, in a capital. Nice wagon here with the horse, buggies. They say buggy parking only, just a buggy. Okay, religion, 65% they are Christians, with like Protestants 43%, 32% Evangelias, Protestants, mainly Protestants, for so many Protestants, Catholics 60%, and they have, look at this, unaffiliated 31%, so they are huge. The second biggest group in the state, and those 65% they're gonna start go down for sure, and 16% again, but 31% they just only gonna go up most likely. Law and the government, yeah, the boring stuff that nobody wants to have, in my opinion, but you kind of need it. Nice, interesting here picture of the militaries. Politics, this is Mike Pence. Oh yeah, Mike Pence right there. 2014, wow, before he betrayed the the Republican Party. What happened to this guy? Still in the Republican Party? I mean, after that betrayed on the January 6th, what's going on with him? It's an American lawyer. Ooh, that's fucked up. I'm not sure, like, party, Republicans. I'm not sure how they keep this guy in the party, but fine. Culture, let's see. Oh, the race, Indianapolis race, really interesting. From a state that is not that big, have such a huge important race. It's pretty good for them. Really good. Again, those sports, Americans are big on sports. I didn't realize that before I make those videos in the United States. They genuinely fill those arenas with every game at the fullest. So they, again, look at this, they are sold out for sure. They genuinely, I'm not sure exactly how cheap it is, but it's America, it can't be that cheap. But they, every game they kind of, like I say, full the arena, and like 6 million people, 7 million people in this state. Yeah, a few of them, they might come from outside the state for the games, but still, in Europe, we have some interesting sports, especially football, that kind of fill the arenas. But anything other than that, it has to have like smaller arena to fill it, or just like empty seats. That's it. Interstates here, pretty nice. Highways, gonna be interesting to see how well they're doing. I like those railways just on the road. It's dangerous, yeah, but still super cool in my opinion. Nice rivers here. Public schooling, oh yeah, not exactly big fan of the school. Nobody is, especially after 12 years that you stay there. You go home with pretty much nothing. So yeah, not a huge fan, but the buildings looks pretty cool. So yeah, let's go with the live view, street view, seeing how those guys doing there. So as you can see, even from the satellite, it's pretty big state. But look at this, I can see Indianapolis from here. Look how huge it is. Absolutely insane. Let's go here in the south part, part of the state. Let's see how those guys doing. A lot of farming land, as you can see. So I expect to see a lot of, I'm not sure exactly what the economy is ranking here on the state level, as a country level actually, from the states, but it can be one of those I mean, we have the household income that doesn't tell that much. It's like 17. It's pretty decent, but still not a huge amount. I like this one. It's from 2012. Oof, no, just out of the financial crisis and not that much time until probably like 8 years until we see the pandemic. So yeah, just a short break, I would say, and then out of pandemic and then into the civil war. So another another huge headache. But we will see how fast this war is gonna end. So if it lasts less than 1 year, yeah, the repercussions should be minimum on the economy. Nice cars, but again, those are not exactly trucks. This one is much better. This guy is working on something here in its garage. Looks pretty good, this neighborhood, I have to say. It's a nice, quiet place. A bit more trees not heard, but look at this. Nice swing there. Pretty nice. So far, yeah, Indiana is not that bad. It's from 2007, was that? Looking pretty cool, actually, those days. Looking pretty nice village. I think it's a village, not a town. Okay, we call it a town. In America, I don't think we can call a village because it's not like village in Europe that they barely have electric power. They don't have water. They don't have sewage. They don't have pretty much anything. They don't have roads. So it's not fair, I think, on the Americans to call those village. So they're like more small towns. That's a nice. This is like a real truck, almost. It's a bit too high, but still way better than those double cab ones. And this one also a real truck. So yeah, those guys at least have. This is 2022, sorry, and they have genuinely, look at this, they have genuinely trucks here in Indiana, so good for them. They know how a truck looks like. This guy didn't get the memo, but pretty soon, look at this guy knows. Much better than we see so far. I like those trees. Here it's like October, so just preparing from Halloween most likely. Again, with those SUVs, not a big fan of those, but it is what it is. Roads, I have to say, they look pretty good. Yeah, actually very nice. I don't have nothing to complain about them. The distance between the houses, yeah, it could be better, but it is what it is. Houses on the single level, exactly what I like. Vegetation, pretty decent. Those wires, acceptable. It could be better, but still, it's much better than other states that we see. Indiana so far looks like a nice, this one part of this looks like a nice, quiet town, which I like it. And I like it that they actually buy trucks here. So they know what a truck should look like. This guy doesn't know, just lifted, double cab, not even close to a truck. Oh, this one is a real truck. Look at this. Big bed in the back, one cabin, and lower to the ground. That's a real truck right there. What else can we see here? Nice architecture. This one feels a bit like, if I show this one and then cut the cards, I can say, this could be a bit like Netherlands, but no, it's United States. Looks good. Looks good, I have to say. Those small towns, again, the same problem they're gonna have, like for the young population, what they can do there. At some point, they're gonna ask that question, and most of those young people, they're gonna choose to explore the country, at least see what's out there, and most likely they're gonna go to California or the West Coast or East Coast, California, New York. Those probably are the main one that every guy here, every young guy, teenagers here, dreams about it. It's interesting, but yeah, I'm not sure exactly how they're gonna convince people, let's call it like that, to stay here, especially if they don't have that much opportunity, but we will see. This is one of those main streets, a lot of cables here. I do not like it. We get closer to those big cities. Poverty always follow, which kind of weird in the same time. I'm not sure. You can see that small village. I mean, it's pretty decent. This one too. Again, looks like Netherlands here for a second. We see those small villages. They seem to do much better than those in closer to the big cities. I'm not sure exactly how those people have their income. Maybe they are retired and they just get a paycheck. But it seems to have like more land, probably even quiet place, nicer neighborhoods. Here it's gonna be a bit more chaotic, I would say. So probably, who knows, maybe those people that still have a job and they have to work and they go closer to those main cities. A lot of people, a lot of ideas, a lot of friction, a lot of tensions, and things not going that well. This one also looks pretty good, but we see that small town earlier was much better. But this one, it is nice too. I can't complain that much. Those cables here. Yeah, pretty horrifying, but it is what it is. Roads, very, very good, I have to say. Indiana does look pretty nice. Not much complain about that. This is the south part, by the way. The north one, I mean, I kind of have some vegetation everywhere you go, so that's a really good plus. Here, one of those low income for sure. You can see houses very, very close to each other. It's just like a fire hazard for sure. If one of those take fires and we have like a windy day, the entire block it's gone. What is this? Some sort of business there. I mean, it's still quiet and nice overall, but doesn't compare with the small town that we just saw. It just no. Again, we managed somehow to fix the job market and not force the people to live all of them in the same place. Huge improvements, huge improvement. This is a high income neighborhood, as you can see, much bigger lands, no cables, as you can see, not that much traffic either. Nice privacy, nice spaces between the neighbors, a lot of vegetation. The UPS guy probably loves to have this route here. It looks great. It genuinely, this is house. This is supposed to be like the minimum for everyone. This is like an absolute minimum how supposed to live. You have the nice distance between the neighbors. You have the vegetation. You have the land. You have the house. You have the road. Spread the population around and don't force them to live all of them in the same small area. And those something like this could be your life. Uh, Almost sounds like a commercial, but yeah, I don't like the garage inside the house. We had those discussions. I'm not gonna repeat again, but overall, yeah, nice houses, nice driveways, nice road here. I don't see cables, pretty good. Nice garden, nice land, nice size of them. Yeah, this is one of those places that you want to grow up, and at some point, you want to come back here. Again, look at this nice distance between them. Yeah, the house is pretty generic, I would say. I mean, like kind of all of them seems to look almost the same, but still, it's really nice. It's manageable. And look at this. Those guys living in here on the end of the street. Not that much traffic. You can let your kids play outside. Absolutely great. Absolutely great. Yeah, this Indiana, this neighborhood here, I'm not sure exactly. Probably again, it's gonna be more expensive to live in those areas. They have much more land, much more quiet. Um, it's gotta be cheaper than New York for sure. But again, the job market. The job market is the main problem. I know the United States offer a lot of opportunities compared with other countries, especially in Europe. Obviously, when you talk about the Western world, you can have really good paid jobs even working from home, or you can have your own business and all of that stuff. But the reality is, it's not enough for every single one of us or for every single Americans to have a lifestyle like those guys here. But oh, this guy is super rich. um, this is how it's supposed to be. Again, this is supposed to be the minimum. Everybody will enjoy go home on the road like this. Look at this nice home, quiet. You can do your own thing. You don't bother anyone. Nobody bothers you. That's a really good life. Again, they're gonna have the same problem with the teenagers, with the kids, that they just want to explore more. And the exploration part, you cannot take it out. The only thing you can do, just genuinely look at this, build a nice neighborhood that at some point they can come back and raise their kids here. And those kids, they want to go up in the world and see what's out there. Fine. At some point, they're gonna come back. It means you done really well. If the people come back to you, and from the most of them, it's not gonna be every single one of them. Some of them they're gonna like, oh, we like a more on the house on the beach. You don't have a beach here. That could not be possible. But you can build those artificial lakes, and that could getting closer, let's say, to the beach vibes. Some of them, the guy, well, we like to ski, so we have to go in those mountain areas. Again, cannot do that much. I mean, you're not Saudi Arabia to build an indoor ski resort, but who knows? Technology, maybe even that would be possible at some point. But yeah, overall, if you do create nice new neighborhoods and space between. This one it's a bit closer as you can see, but still pretty decent, not like the last one that we saw, but it's much better than others. You can reclaim your people, let's call it like that. And keep in mind the battle for the people in Western world, it's about to start. Especially if we stop migration and then you see the population still going down, you have to do everything to attract people in your town, state, country, even in Europe. So yeah, it's not gonna be a cheap commodity in the future like it is right now. So nobody cares about them. You know, it's gonna be interesting to see when where this all those things is gonna go. But so far, I have to say, at least on the paper, it seems to be on the good road. But you know, a lot of variables, a lot of things can happen, so we don't know for sure. But here in Indiana, I have to say, so far, kind of like it. This one is one of those low-income neighborhood, and they have some sort of a infrastructure. I thought it's a grocery store. No, it's some sort of a business here. It does look. The roads looks pretty good. Again, those small towns. Not that appealing to live here. I mean, compared with what we saw earlier, you can see not that much vegetation. Houses clearly on the low income side. Not, what the fuck? What kind of car is that? It's a Hummer? I know, it looks like a Hummer, yeah. Never understood those cars on the road. Military, perfect sense. On the road, doesn't make any sense. Like it, the road looks pretty good. Not much to complain about it. Small towns like this one, uh, huge problem in the future with the population. Probably even today they have it, but in the future it's gonna be phew, absolutely a disaster. A lot of cars here, so those guys they're doing pretty well. I would say this is the garbage truck, or what is this? I think it's a garbage truck, right? Oh no, it's from the wood. They cut the trees and then they collect the remains. I'm not sure exactly. But yeah, I can see clearly a low income neighborhood by the distance between the houses. The distance is actually pretty decent distance, but the lack of vegetation and the design of the house just let it down a bit. But again, keep in mind, we judge this by the highest standard possible. So compared with the rest of the world, this is fucking paradise. Cables, not a big fan of those, although, oh, look at this nice architecture house. That's how it's supposed to be. Those one a bit more generic, but still livable. Too close to each other, the same problem with no vegetation, no privacy, no nothing whatsoever. Those, again, those type of neighborhoods, they gonna struggle a lot to keep those people in, and even those that they go out, yeah, I have a feeling they're not gonna return very soon or at all. Again, those train tracks, this one is a bit more like a very well signaled one. Not exactly the one that we saw in those pictures right on the streets. Judging by the cars, they're doing pretty decent even here. So I'm not sure exactly where is the income coming from. But they seems to have a quarry here. So I guess some of them came from that, but it kind of looks empty and unused, or probably was closed. They have some sort of a factory here also. So in those small towns, probably some of the people working in those factories, and the others travel, commute to another town, cities, who knows. This is a nice neighborhood. I mean, like one of those rich neighborhoods, but with what happened here? With interesting low. What is going on here? I mean, like this house seen better days for sure. Not that much distance between the neighborhoods, the houses, but still look pretty decent. The vegetation again pretty decent. I like it on this part. On this one, kind of slacking vegetation there. This one it's much better, as you can see. Nice American neighborhoods that everybody wants to live, in my opinion. American flag right there, buddy. Looks pretty good. In Europe, we don't have those, by the way. I mean, we have the national flag to those institution, but like every country has those. But on the houses, no, I don't think we see. Very rare we have the flag. extremely rare. I think in America kind of pays you like $20 a year or something like that. Look at those guys here. Oh, let me check that again. With our Harleys. No helmets, I like that, but I saw some videos on YouTube with those guys with the Harleys. They seems to be like really rude and full of themselves. Like you cannot stop or side with them. It's like they go on the road or something like that. I don't like those behaviors. I mean, like everyone who rides a motorcycle, it has something special, and usually, you know, motorcycle they kind of stay together with each other. But unfortunately, those guys on the Harleys, they think they're better than everyone else. So this nonsense must be stopped. Otherwise, it could degenerate in real fights. I do mean real fights. And it's stupid in the first place. The road here, yeah, still pretty decent, but clearly it's one of those farm roads. Not that many people is gonna use it anyway, so even by that standard, still looking pretty good. The corn here looks very nice. This is July 2023. I mean, yeah, if you're not a farmer here, you have a tradition in the family. I don't think you can make it there to stay there. This is one of those ski resorts, or what is the? I don't know. They have those weird ones here for whatever reason. I cannot go there, or maybe they're preparing for building houses here. It could be a nice neighborhood if they. I mean, they have some pretty nice distance between them, but I'm not sure if they. Or a military base, probably, yeah. Yeah, more likely it's a military base for sure. Then have the lake there. Oh, those guys doing pretty well here. For sure, it's gonna be a yeah, it's a military base. Immediately recognize them. Yeah, military base, buddy. Can we see which one? Ton of lights, speeds, Indiana, and end of the road, buddy, for you. You don't wanna go there. Nah, yeah, it's definitely a military base in Indiana, and they have small towns each in there. Small towns, like I say. Oh, look at this. The mail lady, it's here. And I'm not sure exactly. They have the uniform with those short shorts. Okay. Yeah. Pretty standard neighborhood, I would say, from the small town. Oh, this guy doing really well in the garden. Look at this. Good for him. A bit more privacy would be nice, but it's on the good road. This is, it's a Harley, I think it is. And a BMW 3 Series in June 2025. It is a Harley? I think it is, yeah. But something similar if it's not a Harley. Pretty good overall, I have to say. Just, again, it's one of those, I mean, look at this. There's not that much space to do things, but compared with what we see in other in other towns, in other states, look how nice taking care of the even the small land that they have, which is really good. I mean, good for them. Look at this guy, small house with a small land, but still looks absolutely great. It does look absolutely great for what they have. It looks pretty good, and this guy is prepared to kill the Google Street View car. What else can we see in those? No, clearly it's a low-income neighborhood, but some of those people, they maintain it much better than others. And look at this, those guys with much bigger lands. Not that much is going on in here, but still pretty good. I mean, it's Indiana, for God's sake. If you want to live in a nice, quiet town, quite nice place, find a quiet town in Indiana so far. So far, it's one of those states that I really liked. Again, one of those big cities here. Let's see how well they're doing. Probably not so well. Yeah, this seems to be one of those low income neighborhoods. They don't look that appealing to me. Of course, the weather doesn't help. The month of those recordings, you don't have that much vegetation, but if you can, no, what the fuck I just did? No, fuck off. If you check other dates from June, it's a bit better, but look at the houses here. Absolutely horrifying. Horrifying houses, no way. So yeah, again, there is a weird thing, like we put so many people together in the same place, the quality of life goes down a bit, a bit more actually, which is strange. It should be exactly the opposite, but it's not. Unless you have a really high income to move to those better areas with people that have similar income to you, you're not gonna improve that much the face of the low income neighborhoods, and it's probably from there it's just snowball effect, just go worse and worse, and those in a good area just get better and better. And those in a small town outside, when they don't have these pressures and everyone kind of knows each other, they help each other, they find ways to do things, usually they do better. This one, it's one of those richer neighborhood, as you can see from above, much bigger lands, at least houses on the modest side, I would say, but still looking pretty good. In May, look at this, much better, when everything it's green. March, not enough, not enough green. And we see some poles here. I mean, this one also seems to do pretty well. Yeah, look at this nice, house here. Very European style, very German, I think. Hope I'm not mistaken. Yeah, Austrian, German, some vibes from that. Looks really nice, really nice. Roads again, very good. And let me go to the good month in May. Oh yeah, these nice green ones. Really good, really good. So far, Indiana, it's becoming one of those my favorite nice small places to live. Genuinely pretty cool. This one, let's see how well they doing here. Again, ooh, it's pretty fucked up there. Um, hmm, low income neighborhood. Look at the distance between them. Just wow, it's just pretty much non-existent. Not so well. Not so well. Let's check another month. Let's say May. Usually they're doing better in those. It's 2013, so let's go with the April. Yeah, no, I don't like it. It's just low income neighborhoods doesn't look so well. The people don't take care of the garden so well, so no, it's not for me. Not for me. But when you go in small towns, for example, this one, let's see if they see some improvement. It's a bigger land for sure, but they don't take care of that well. Oh, this one is much better. So, oh yeah, this one is better. Just we see some bad ones. Oh yeah, this one it's better. It is better than the other ones that we saw for sure. I mean, yeah, I like it. Oh, look at the old pictures here. Old street view. Yeah, I like it more those ones. It's a bit better than the big cities compared with those small neighborhood. Let's go to Indianapolis. Let's see how those guys like. Look at this. They have the skyscrapers only in the center, which is pretty nice. But again, in Europe, I still think those things cannot work that well. It's just more likely for the United States. They have a huge monument. Look at this church, nice here, and they have the monument right there. Probably the pride of the Indianapolis and the pride of the state right there, buddy. Looking pretty good. Living in those capital state big cities, not again big fan of those, but hey, every state needs to have one. So for those people that, especially young one, that want interesting in more of the city life, it could be a really test to see if you actually like it, and just go to the capital of your state and see, look at the race here in Indianapolis, and see if it is for you. If you like it, go further, go no, from New York, test there, Los Angeles, test there, see which one you like it. That would be in a nice good world. Indy 500, see here Indianapolis 500, the race. But you need to have money, you need to have like cheap rents and all of that to find it. So hopefully, again, I don't think that's gonna happen before the war. There is no way people they're gonna give up money for free. So when you have the war and you change the system, then you have a real shot of improving those things. But until then, yeah, I don't see it. Just people giving up the money for free and all of that, and especially the generation that pay for it. Let's call it like that. The kids that they're gonna inherit those, probably hopefully they're gonna have a different sets of mind. They're gonna realize that yeah, it's not worth it have like 10 houses and just for to rent, to put people in debt for what you have a house, you live in that, it's okay. You want another house for a vacation, that's fine too, but 10 houses to rent them, it is immoral in my opinion, and it should stop. That with that change of mind, that we can change actually the real life, the things that matter. Cheap food and clean food, clean water, clean air. Also, we already have that, but fine. Oh, it's a really low neighborhood here, and also more freedoms and extremely cheap house. I mean, like the house should be like nothing, genuinely nothing. Wow, look at this one. It's a really low income neighborhood. Doesn't look well at all. Although the size of them, the layout, it's pretty nice, but lands are not that big. And look at them, low maintaining. This is what 2024, so very recently. 2019 was better. Probably was a bit better. I mean, look at this. Now it doesn't seem to do. 2011. Hmm. Not. I don't see huge improvements. 2007. The quality is way too low to realize. Let's check this corner. 2009. Pretty decent. 2009. 2011. Still decent. 19 before pandemic. Something happened in this one. I'm not sure. And 2024. It does look worse. Just like, no, thank you. Things going bad here in those low income ones. 2024. So 2007, 2009. I can see not that much difference, but oh, look at this. The road needs some repairs here and there. This is clear. Again, one of those neighborhoods, I will call it, in those huge cities. They don't look that well. Here it's gonna be one of those higher income, judging by the golf courses, the vegetation, and the big lands. And yeah, this is the minimum. This is how they should be. Everyone should. America have space. America definitely have space for everyone, especially with the lowering population and put a stop on migration outside the Western world. It could be this one. This one it could be for everyone for sure. And the capabilities for the Americans to build stuff, even though right now because of the legislation and pretty much the lefties don't allow to you to build anything and even your own house. That's why they make it everything so expensive. It's insane, but again, hopefully after the war, depends also who wins the war. All this nonsense is gonna stop. Really nice house here. I really like it. I mean, look at this. Nice, quiet neighborhoods again. This one of those, still Indianapolis, I think it is, right? Let me check again. No, I think it's still in the border of the city. No, it's actually in Meridian Hills. So closer to Indianapolis is probably a different district or a different zip code, whatever they call it here. But you can see it's very close. So it's like same, the road, same. I want to say the same traffic. But you get the idea. It's very close. It's like a continuous town, city, whatever you want to call it. So yeah, but it looks. This is Indianapolis, for example. This is part of the district. So yeah, the city. Still looking pretty good. Better than those low income one in the south, for sure. Doing pretty well. Doing pretty well. But again, it is the. This is the highway. There is anomaly, I would say. Usually, again, you should, when you go to the city, you should, it's because you know, like easier to find jobs for sure, but everything is more expensive because everyone wants to go there. And also, when you say easier to find job, you're still competing with everyone that wants to go there and they're already there. So yeah, in those small towns is genuinely not much you can do. So it's just like zero jobs, zero opportunities. So you have to go for these big cities in your state. But yeah, the life quality, I think it is worst. That's what I'm saying. When if we can manage somehow to fix the jobbing market, and even better than that, to have like the guaranteed income, the minimum, I don't want to say basic income, just the income every month. And it's interesting to motivate people to spend all the money. If you don't spend all 5,000 by the end of the month, you lose it. So everybody wants to spend all money. And what are you gonna do with that money? Well, first of all, you have to buy whatever you need for your day-to-day life, improve your life, invest a bit. So yeah, you genuinely have a healthier economy in the future. but also you need to have like really means of production, which America still have. America, not since the last few decades when those Democrats genuinely fucked up everything by with the help of the environmentalists, but they still can bounce back pretty easy, and that usually it's you need the capabilities, let's say, of the war production. That's why I say that the war is gonna be a huge point for them. They're gonna, if they have like a war for a year or something like that, depends how fast they can start building those factories and improve. Let's say that's a really nice house. Look at this guy here, probably a farmer. Um, build the factories and then have the capability to to produce food, to produce materials, produce cars, whatever you need, everything you need for the day-to-day life, energy and all of that. After the war, they will genuinely think of those universal income for sure, because we already reached some insane capabilities in production, and with stopping migration and only allow it, inside the Western world, which it's genuinely beneficial and easy to do, then we can generally have a better economy and really good life for everyone. So yeah, we will see how that is going to end, but depends again who wants. If the left wins, open borders immediately, you lose your neighborhood, your house, your life, everything you lose. So that's why I think there is not that much appeal to fight on the left side. It's just there is nothing there for everyone, or even for the Americans, pretty much. They just want to invite everyone in, and all of this will be gone. So yeah, it's my opinion, it should be an easy win for the right, but you never know. You never know with the people. Those are new neighborhoods built, by the way, and they're looking pretty good, but too standardized. Look at this, not that much. I mean, it's pretty decent. We've seen some wall space between the neighborhood, the houses, but still can do much better than this. A bit more trees. The road doesn't need to be that big. Just feels a bit. I don't know. Makes you feel smaller, but still pretty good. Pretty good place to live for sure. Sure, it's not that cheap, but a house in a place like that should never go more than $50,000 a year. A year for the house, and that should be at least like $60,000 per year, tax free. The basic income, the guaranteed ones provided by the government, which you're still using that money to buy a house, to buy cars, to buy vacation, to buy food, to buy whatever you need, still go back in economy. And at some point, once everyone has pretty much what they want, and we kind of move away from this, there's a gay flag here, move from away from this generation that pretty much is going to die, the generation of greed. Genuinely, we did have and still have a generation in power that's extremely greedy. They just want to have more and more and more without stopping, which is insane. We will settle down a lot of those things. We're gonna see the production still going up, and everyone genuinely have everything, not just what they need, but what they want to. So Indianapolis, pretty huge city, as you can see, a lot of people. I'm not sure how much population these guys have here in Indianapolis. So they have like 7 million in the state, and Indianapolis, a metropolitan area. Okay, we see those. Let's go first for the Indianapolis, the city itself. The city itself has around not even a million people. You can see 887, but the metro area, which oh, this one, yeah, the metro area, which counts for all those small towns around it, they say they are around the biggest one. We're gonna go with number 2.4 million people, 2.5 million people, as you can see. 2.5 for pretty much all of those, 2.5 million, and you see how many houses. You can have an idea how it's not that easy to build, especially with the legislation in today, to provide for everyone. These are definitely farmer houses here, but you can see from 2.5 million people there, probably you have like at least 1 million houses, and you see how jamming everyone there is. You can have an idea how a million houses looks like, which is insane. Um, yeah, it's hard to build, it's expensive to build those days, and that needs to be a change for sure. It's sad that we always have to go to a war to fix things, but it is what it is. This is how the human nature works. Yeah, those no nice, those bad small alleys. Not a big fan of those. And the main street here looks a bit better, but still one of those low income towns. Although, judging by the cars, they're doing pretty well, and the Harley here. But yeah, it's a lot of chaos in those inside those yards. And it's pretty small, not a huge town. And I have, yeah, look at this. The rich people probably lives here, a bit more richer, let's say. Bigger lands, houses still on the low side. Maybe not that rich. A nice golf course here. Okay, and usually around the golf course they're doing pretty well. But also keep in mind we go in those north part of the state. So yeah, a lot of farming land. America has a lot of food. Wow, a lot, and they have like the food the farming when you count for the GDP, the farming is not a huge part, but there are a lot of lands to provide genuinely food for everyone. So yeah, I'm not sure how those in the big cities will survive without the guys from the farming lands, from the farmers that usually again they go right and cities go left. So that's why I'm saying like should be a pretty easy win for the right, but you don't know. You never know. Humans can be full of surprises. Let's check this one. A lot of houses also. A lot of houses and it's still not enough. Probably because they have so much migration in the 21st century. So in the last 25 years, huge amount of migration. And that's why the American dream got fucked up. And why you want to have so many people inviting in the country, especially outside the Western world? Well, everything is making more expensive. Housing is going to be more expensive. Taxes is going to go up. And for those who benefits, on the top, they really like it. Those kind of cheap labor also keep the price low for them instead of keeping the price low for everyone, especially for the goods and services. They prefer to jack up the price with those and using cheap labor so they can cut you off from the rewards, in my opinion. And that needs to be stopped. And this generation that it's in power right now, there is no way they're gonna let that go without a war. So that's why you still hear more and more about the war and the war because there's clearly they just no incentives for those people that are not right now in power to just leave or to the okay those houses pretty fucked up or just change the system. There is no way. They are driven by the ideology, not by the numbers, not by the what's happening in the real life. And see how many people go homeless, how many people struggle with their bills, how many people struggle to buy a house and all of that. So yeah, that's why usually you go to war because there is no other way. You keep trying different votes for everyone, different strategies. You try to move out of the state, move, and still doesn't work. Doesn't work. The bureaucracy affects everyone. They're using the laws and the constitution and everything against you. So enough is enough at some point and people has to stand up for themselves. The level of tax that we have it was never even in the Western world also, not just the United States, Europe included. It's absolutely insane. And again, they keep cutting you with the migrants. They keep using the migrants, say, "Oh, it's the right things to do." Why do you mean the right things to do? What is about the right thing for me? I mean, like, it's just the right thing for who? For you, probably, not for me. It's a really nice houses here. Wow, pretty good. And here to the lake, that's really nice. They're just using they're using the migrants, so they don't care about the migrants either. I don't think for a second they just care about no, not even close. Um, just a selfish, greedy generation. That's exactly how they're gonna stand. They're gonna remain in history. They're gonna be books and books about them, like we have books about World War II. They're gonna be books and documentary about those generation of people that genuinely they want to have more and more without stopping. They don't even use what they have already. They have so much and they still want more, which is insane. Look at those vegetation, how well hidden those people live here. Uh, pretty interesting. This is the end of the road. What is that? No, it's a house there. Pretty good for that guy to live there. Pretty nice. Look at this. Pretty nice place to live, although a bit too sketchy. It's a bit too private, maybe. I don't know, but pretty good. Pretty good. And they have an opening to the beach. Unfortunately, they don't have 360 to see the beach. Beach. There is a beach, yeah, actually. Looking pretty nice. On the lake. On the lake. Oh, look at this with the snow. How nice it looks. Wow. Really like it. Going on the winter. And we have a bit more. I want to check this one too. Yeah, looks nice. I mean, it kind of feels like you're on the beach, on the ocean, on the sea. So kind of counts a bit. Those houses most likely probably they're gonna be for rent. Extremely expensive. This one here have some sort of a parking lot, and this one, wow, I'm not sure. I don't think it's a house. It's way too big. Oh, it's a residential house. So Indiana kind of has everything. We have a beach, have a opening to water. If you are into that kind of stuff, and probably it's much safer because you don't have to worry about sharks. It's one of those trailer parks, maybe probably, yeah. Never understand them, never will. Think so, feel so stupid. This is some trails in the forest, which doesn't look that appealing on this time of the year. Again, yeah, this beach looks really nice. I mean, really like it. Really like it. Really like it. And look at these neighborhoods. How much well hidden it is. I mean, genuinely private, and they have a gay flag right there in case you're wondering who's living here. Wow, it's genuinely, look at this. Nice house. A bit, this one, I mean, from the street, not that much privacy, but not that much traffic on the street either, probably. So, yeah, I really like it. Really like it. Yeah, doing well. Doing well in these parts. Closer to the beach, have so much privacy. Expensive as fuck, most likely. Where is the state line? Right there. It is nice. Oh, golf course. This is gonna be really rich here. For sure. I mean, yeah. I mean, not exactly, actually. They're a combination probably between them. But still, great place to live. Great. Oh, look at those nice. That's a really nice place to raise a family right there. Oh, yeah. Some people are more lucky than others, but again, with the lowering population, more and more can live in those places because that's the same land available for less people. So we have bigger lands, uh, resources, the same resource, let's say, which is going to be actually more resources from a smaller number of people. You will have to do well. Again, everything unfortunately depends on the war. Who is going to win the war, and how life is going to improve after that for sure. What else? Okay, it's a nice house here. I mean, look, this will be like Japanese to me, but how many store? I don't usually like multiple store houses, but this one I kind of like it. Kind of like it. Look at the garden, the garage. Yeah, same problem, but really nice. And they have the view on the lake. God, I don't want to know how much one of those houses it is. Probably millions and millions of dollars, which is nonsense, but it does look really nice to live in a place like that. Good for them. I say, some people are more lucky than others. What can we find in this corner of the state here? We have a lake here. Ooh, let's check this one. Even those people, they're doing pretty well here too. Although the Google Street View car, I don't think it's, no, it's a, it's a bike street car, bike street view. Doing pretty well. What is this, like New Hampshire or something like that of Indiana? Looking really well. See on the lakes, people just buy the lands there, they like it and stay, then make it so expensive that nobody can move there. That's what I say. Artificial lakes have to be built in order to look much nicer. Let's check this one. Probably it's from the boat. And look how from the jets. No, it's a boat. Yeah, it's a pretty big lake. So you can have like jet skis. You can have a lot of boats, a lot of nice things to enjoy there. Pretty good. Nice place there. Again, I'm not sure exactly how those people do for income because it seems like to feed just the lake and a small town here. So most likely they make their money outside. Most likely, but who knows. And in a town a bit more poverty. Although they look pretty decent too here. Not that much to complain. A lot of calves there in that yard, but hey. Pretty decent. Pretty decent actually. Big state. This state of Indiana, it's pretty big. A lot of, I mean, a lot of farming land. Roads looks pretty good, although it's one of those farm roads. I like it. I mean, look at this. A lot of dust, but still I like it. Yeah, they doing well. Oh, what is it? Like some sort of a swamp here or river? What is that? Probably, but it looks pretty nice too. I mean, look at this. A nice long. I mean, like how much time you need to cut all this grass and why you don't plant more trees and bushes so you don't have to worry much about that. Really nice neighborhood here too. Again, probably expensive. Oh, look at that pool, guy. Look at that house with the pool. That was really nice. So I'm not sure again. Maybe they bought the house when they were cheap, or I don't know. But they seems to do pretty well here, and I don't see that much income. I would say from the town. I mean, it is pretty big. This one, it's much bigger. Probably they're working in those huger one, but yeah. How lives the average guy here? Still pretty good. Not as those guys. The land clearly much smaller than the houses on the low income part, but still pretty decent compared with the rest of the world, obviously. Yeah, a lot of people that everyone chasing everything, so it's not gonna be easy to provide for everyone. That's why by stopping the migration outside the Western world comes together and they still going for the lowering population, which is already happening. It's a normal thing. We should have cheaper and cheaper things with every year and better lives for sure. But again, it's always I'm gonna be interesting. I mean, we are in the US when I make those videos, obviously, but um, we're talking about so much about the US war, US Civil War is 2.0, the second one, and we don't talk about well what exactly happened in Europe too, because if the American has a war, that would be really incentivized for the Europeans to have one with them, the European Union, because let me tell you something, what you see on the TV is not exactly with the reality. Uh, Nobody that I talk to likes European Union, so um, that should be. I mean, we like the idea that have like a easier free travel inside the Europe, not with the nobody likes the migrants here outside the Western world, from Asia, from Africa. The rules that they impose on you and how much bureaucracy does. So nobody likes that. So nobody's interested in that. So it's gonna be interesting to see how the Europeans they're gonna have their war because there is no way those people again like in the US they're just gonna sit up and leave, walk off from the power. There is no way. So it's gonna be interesting to see how here is gonna uh, go for the civil war. Oh, that's a lot of mules, I think they call it. From my understanding, they first of all they looks absolutely horrible. Look how they stained of the land looks doesn't look great. I never like how those looks absolutely horrifying. a lot of maintenance to them, a lot of cost, and they don't provide that reliable electricity. I will choose a nuclear power plant every single day compared with all those nonsense that they have, even in Europe, for example. Solar panels are only good if you allow them to be installed only on the roof of the houses of buildings, not on the land. It's really like we have in Europe, like those photovoltaic parks. It's insane. You just instead of putting food or yeah, growing food on that land, can you imagine having one of those just with a solar panel? It makes no sense whatsoever to me. And instead of building one of those, I would rather prefer a nuclear reactor again to have cheap, clean, reliable energy. And yeah, you want to have one of those solar panels for on your home, and especially with the next generation, that's going to be around like 50% efficient. Then yeah, I'm okay with that. Putting on the roof here, it makes sense, but not in the garden. You should not have those panels on the land. That's absolutely stupid idea. On the constructions, yeah, it's a different story, but on the land, it should never be allowed. And yeah, nuclear reactors, pretty fine. Uh, I have, who knows, maybe in the future we have those dams that they provide energy also from the water. Even those, I'm not exactly a huge fan of those. They kind of ruin the natural habitat, I would say, of the nature itself. So, and again, with they don't provide always energy because if you don't have water in the lake, you cannot spin the turbine. Again, nuclear energy and solar energy, the sun energy, they are probably the really good features. And also, until we achieve those, uh, you can still burn some coal. In my opinion, it's just uh, the last age, let's say, the last century of burning coal, and it's gonna advance the technology much faster to actually have those efficiency in the solar panels and building the nuclear plant, so you can then give up on the coal for sure. You're just using coal for other things that you genuinely cannot have it from something else. Especially like when I would say petrol should be banned. No, petrol you need it for plastics that you need in uh, some applications, cosmetics, pharmaceutical, fertilizing. You still need oil and gas, so it's not like gonna disappear or something like that. But you preserve them for those things like providing food and the energy from electricity and all of that, all other things, you take them from nuclear reactors mainly. And for individuals in their own house, having the solar panels, so you can provide for yourself enough solar panels on the roof of the house, and you can actually charge an electric cars. And also you have one of those petrol cars that you can fuel for the e-fuels in the future, which is pretty good. So you have two both systems, electric cars and internal combustion cars, and same with the motorcycles. You have a heat pump. You provide your own heating and cooling and ventilation of your house, your own energy. That's how it's supposed to use the solar panel, but only on the constructions. Again, not on the land. And the nuclear reactor should be for heavy industries, so energy, cheaper energy. Look at this huge factory here, cheaper energy for everyone, cheaper goods, cheaper food, all the good stuff. That's how it's supposed to be. And the left is clearly opposite. They try to ban those nuclear plants. They say that it's unsafe. It's absolutely nonsense. They force everyone in electric cars and all of that. That, by the way, at some point we're gonna reach pretty close a huge efficiency for the internal combustion engine overall as a product, not just by using that. So you don't need to mine the batteries. You don't need to recycle them. You just have like powerful, let's say powerful enough internal combustion engine that make them hugely reliable and the entire, and then recyclable much easier. So overall, you pollute actually less, especially with the e-fuels than an electric cars. But also you want to have the electric cars too for innovations. So that's what I'm saying. They should go hand in hand. Some people they want to go electric, full electric. Others wants to have both. Other ones wants to have only petrol. That's fine too, no problem. Unfortunately, the left are on extreme ends. They just they can't even have a conversation with them about this. They just absolutely nonsense. That's why I see depends a lot who wins the war. Actually, who wins the war in the United States? It might win the definitely the Western world, but it's gonna spell out even to the rest of the planet. So yeah, who wins the civil war in the United States in the near future? Definitely is gonna win the system. Let's say they're gonna be able to establish the system for the Western world, which again, huge stake here. There is no way the European Union can last for another 25 years. There is no way. Nobody likes it anymore. It's just like, no, they just they are on the brink of collapse anyway. So yeah, I think that was the video about Indiana. I have to say, it doesn't look bad at all. It's actually pretty nice. Nice, quiet state overall, I would say. A lot to offer. You have like a beach here, which is pretty nice. You have farming lands. You have big cities. You have nice, quiet neighborhoods. You have even some lakes each and there, so you can see they, of course, more reserved, let's say, for the rich people. Not easy. And this one seems to be also for the poorest. But overall, they do look really nice. Here, I mean, look at those lands, how nice they are. Look at the green. Let's check this one. Houses, yeah, not so much, but really nice from above. Yeah, overall, I kind of like Indiana. It looks again one of those nice quiet states, and they have the house there, or even here, and they just go to the lake there, that close to it. Buy a ski jet, buy even like a canoe or anything that you want to stay on the lake. Genuinely improve your life. Like I say, people like to stay near water. That's how we evolve. If you can provide that, people just gonna stay there more than in other places. So yeah, that was the Indiana state, looking pretty good, pretty good. And we finish a quite significant part of United States. I like it. Overall, I genuinely like Indiana. Midwest, maybe we will see how the populations go in the future, how those numbers gonna go down. I mean, ranking 17 in the United States, and look at this. I think going again, they go with the nice territory by population, and then they go with the house seats. I'm not interested in any house seats. I'm interested in just population numbers, and that's it. I'm not caring about anything else and how they evolve. Which one? Look at this. Utah, insanely increasing population in the last, maybe from 2010 to 2020, but we will see it how they're gonna do in the next sensor. Which one lost them? Those are territories on West Virginia, minus 3.2%, and Mississippi. There are not that many states, as you can see, on the minus, but they will start to see them more and more for sure. It is for sure they're gonna see them more and more on this part. But we have also states like Utah, Idaho, Texas. Look at this, North Dakota. Huge increase in population, absolutely huge increase. And I'm gonna be honest, I am interesting to see. Look at this huge ranking here in the increase in population, and you have also a few territories not that much interesting in my opinion. Probably those from the territories, as you can see, all of them almost on the minus, because they live for the main continent of the United States. So that's why it's a huge population and huge migration population. But yeah, those minuses have like, from what I see, like officially by 2023 states. By 2025, 2026, the year we are, probably they doubled in that. I mean, look at this Connecticut, like 0.09, but in the population rank from 2025, they still say they have a neutral increase, but you know, we will see how by the next sensor, those, there's gonna be more states that are gonna want the minus for sure, for sure. And where is the California? California, they say they have 6.1 increase in this timeline, but as you can see, total population, they already start neutral decrease going down. So 39.3 million in 2025, and the last sensor was 33.8. So you can see this, no, this is 2022, this one 39.5 in 2020, 39.3. So they already start going down. 6.1 transforming minus. It's a lot of states that have these things. So by 2030, we're gonna have a much better picture. They say the war is gonna happen in 2028. Nobody knows. I don't think it's gonna be that around the corner. I'll be insane, but hugely pressure in the 2028 elections. So it could happen, but I don't think so. So we will see when and how. It's a mystery. Nobody knows. Everybody who says like, oh, it's gonna happen. No, you don't. You can't see the future unless you actively have power enough to provoke one. That's a different story. So yeah, Indiana looks pretty good. I'm gonna be honest, it looks like a nice quiet place. It just maybe not that much happening here, maybe it's not that appealing, especially now, but who knows? After a war, a bloody war, a lot of people just want to stay in a nice, quiet, peaceful place, and states like Indiana can be one of those providers. We will see.